She's a one cost with a ton of upside, and a character I wish we saw a payoff for in the MCU. Well, at least we get to see her here in Marvel Snap. Okay, let's get to her ability in just a bit, but first, who is Clea? So remember in the last Snap video we talked about Dormammu? He had a sister named Umar, right? Well, when they took over the Dark Dimension, they had to eliminate the then ruler, Ulnar. Well, Ulnar had a son named Prince Orini, and not knowing what Dormammu did to his dad, he actually became a disciple of Dormammu and had a child with Umar. That child was Clea. She grew up unaware of her mother's true nature and so was also a worshipper of Dormammu. But one day she meets Doctor Strange, who had traveled to the Dark Dimension to stop Dormammu from conquering Earth. Clea was impressed by this human creature's courage, tried to talk him out of fighting Dormammu. Dormammu found out and imprisoned Clea for her betrayal. After that, Clea and Doctor Strange would go on to have this dimension hopping, helping each other from afar sometimes, teaming up sometimes kind of relationship, until she decided, hey, Earth would be a better place to be. It was safer there. On Earth, she lost the power though, so she officially became Doctor Strange's disciple in the mystic arts. And she eventually married Doctor Strange, and at one point went back to the Dark Dimension to lead the resistance against Dormammu. With her spending all that time there though, Doctor Strange being on Earth, they grew apart and the whole long distance thing wasn't really working out. Now, during the Death of Doctor Strange storyline, Clea actually becomes the new Sorcerer Supreme on Earth, adopting the last name, Strange, in honor of Stephen. Of course, Strange didn't stay dead, so eventually Clea returned the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme to Stephen. Clea's mom, like Dormammu, is of Faltine descent, so her physiology and training with the Sorcerer Supreme makes her a very powerful sorcerer, being able to cast all kinds of spells, including the Flames of the Faltine. In Marvel Snap, Clea is a 1/2 that reads, when this permanently gains power, add Flames of Faltine to your hand, if in hand or in play. Flames of Faltine is a 1 energy skill card that reads, on reveal, afflict an enemy card here with -3 power. Okay, so she needs to gain permanent power to get her spell, right? Not ongoings, it's gotta be on reveals like Nakia, Gwenpool, Forge, Ironheart, or effects like Galacta and locations like Muir Island. Man, in a buff deck, you could be getting so many Flames of Faltine because she gets a copy every time she's buffed, in play or in hand. Now, her flames are 1-cost spells, right? So it has synergy with Joaquin Torres Falcon, and if you're gonna be spamming her spells, a Nicholas Scratch on the board would definitely benefit from that. Combine that with Merlin and the Zabu, Galacta, Gwenpool package, and I think you got a pretty cool spells archetype deck going on.
Unless you're afraid.
Of course, her counter is pretty straightforward. One Luke Cage and all that negative affliction goes bye-bye. But hey,